Welcome to the BOS tutorial. In this video, we would explore the supplier's interface. You can only view the supplier's interface if the current user has that privilege. So on the home page, under the quick links, you'll find the suppliers. You click on it to go to the suppliers page. The suppliers page has the company list on the left and then the form on the right. Now, sometimes when you open the suppliers page, you would not find the company. This is because there's a movable splitter bar that separates the company list and then the form. So if you move the bar to the far left and you decide to save the changes when you are leaving the page, then the next time you come back, you will not find the list because you have saved that position and you have to come back to the splitter bar and move it to the right side so that you can see the list of companies that you have. Okay, so first of all, let's see how we can add a new supplier in case we have to. If you have a new company or if you have an invoice from a new supplier that is not in your list and you want to add, you use the add new supplier button on top of the page or on top of the form. When you click on it, it opens the new supplier form. So the supplier's name must definitely come first. So let's say the name of my supplier or new company is Francosoft Solutions. Okay, so the next is the primary contact. So the primary contacts can be the company's contact or anybody at all that you can contact from that company. So let's say we have Mr. Amwa as our primary contact. Okay, then the job title comes, then the business form, then if you have other mobile number, you can record it. Okay. So after you have your supplier name, you can decide to save and come back any other time to update the other information. So in this case, let me save what I have. Okay, so my new company has been saved, but it's still not showing under the company list. So I have to reload the page or refresh the page. Okay, so I now have my new supplier in the list here and it's also showing on the form. Okay, so on the form, you can't make any editing. Okay, if you want to do any update or make any changes in the information here, you have to use the edit supplier details button. Okay, so before you can make any changes, you have to select the name of the company or supplier here. Okay, then you come here and open the details for updates. All right, so you realize that any of the company or supplier that I click would have its details loaded onto the form. In the same way, you can also search for your supplier at the top here. When you pick it, it loads the details of that supplier onto the page. Okay, so in case you have an invoice from that supplier and you want to load, this is the button you use. So when you click on the button, it opens a new form for you to upload your invoice. We will look at that in a different video. And then just below that, you have some three tabs here. The first one is the invoices. So you realize that each company has a separate list of invoices. So anytime you receive an invoice from a company and you save it into the system, it keeps track of all those invoices under the invoices table. You will see the date you received that invoice. You see the invoice number. You see the total costs, the total you have paid. If you decide to make part part payment, you can just track that on the invoice too, and you see that here. And then also your balance. If you want to view the details of that invoice, you would click on the invoice number and then you see the details of the items that are on the invoice. Okay. Then the next tab has to do with products. Okay. So any item that you've purchased from that supplier before will be listed here. Okay, so for this company, you have a list of products here, meaning that we bought all these products from that company before, so they will be tracked here. And then the next tab has to do with purchases. Every single purchase that you've made from that supplier before will be recorded here. You have the quantity of items that you bought, you have the date, you have the invoice ID, and then also the price that you bought it. Okay, so these three tabs are very important. They can help you to track every transaction, every history that has to do with a particular company.